Of college football as much as I do. Okay, this is Colorado's first game of the season. They take on North Dakota State. As we all know, North Dakota State, I'm so sorry. North Dakota State is a really good football team. I know they're FCS, but that doesn't matter. They're known as an FBS killer. They're a really good team. They're well coached. They play tough on the lines of scrimmage. They got some really good talent over there. You know they're going to play 4 quarters of football. And they're going to be really motivated to beat Colorado. Not because Colorado's some powerhouse or anything. Now, I do think Colorado's going to be a much better football team than last year, especially on the lines of scrimmage, both size and strength-wise. But Deion Sanders is the head coach, right? And his family, and Shador Sanders, Shiloh Sanders, and even Travis Hunter, among other great players Colorado has. It's not just those three that play good, by the way. That attracts a lot of attention. That game's going to get watched. So a lot of people like to see Colorado lose, just like they like to see Florida State lose for whatever reason. I don't care. But for North Dakota State to pull off this upset, because they're only a touchdown underdog, I believe, right? I'm no football analyst or expert. I'm just a fan that talks about games and stuff. And I'm fortunate to get viewers. For them to win this game, they're going to have to outcoach primetime. That team is well coached. That means they're not going to get that. What they need to do is not give up many penalties. First of all, offsides, false start, and they don't need to do anything else dumber than that, like face mask, personal foul, roughing the passer, targeting. If they can play a penalty-free game, because Colorado has been proven to commit penalties themselves in some of the games last year, most notably the Oregon game, they had a lot of dumb penalties, and they can rely on Colorado to shoot themselves in the foot, they can win this game. I have seen games with less talent, like Michigan, for example. A part of why they blew them out like they did in 2022, they didn't commit many penalties, and they were a pretty good third down team offensively. Ohio State, on the other hand, committed a lot of dumb penalties in that game, and they had a hard. I do remember them having a hard time converting third downs, getting the ball in the end zone, things like that. So for North Dakota State, they need to play tough, physical on the lines of scrimmage. Test those big bodies up front that Colorado has, because Colorado's going to be a lot bigger and stronger, especially on the offensive line and the defensive line. They went and got 10, 11 offensive linemen out the portal, including the best offensive tackle out of this past year's recruiting class. I don't know his name, but he's on 24/7 Sports. He's a great player. He's an offensive tackle. The defensive line's probably going to play better. Shador Sanders is going to have more time to stay in that pocket and have more confidence to throw and play better than he already did this past year. He was a top 10 passer at one point with a horrible offensive line block for him. So that's really good for him. Offensively, North Dakota State, you need to keep that ball away from Shador Sanders. Don't give him any time to shine. Don't give Colorado's offense anything. You need to keep that ball away. Take the Florida State versus LSU 2022 approach. The team with less talent probably, or not quite as good on paper, but they control the line of scrimmage. They're able to consume a lot of clock because Florida State ate up a lot of clock in that game and kept the ball away from LSU on purpose. Do some special teams work on blocking a few punts, blocking a few field goals. And again, this game is not impossible for the win because I don't think Colorado's going to be a great team. I think they'll be a much better team. They won't be a garbage can like they were. They weren't a garbage can, but they just were missing pieces. They could have won a few more games on the scoreboard. So I don't want to say that. I like Colorado and I like Deion Sanders. I'm a Florida State fan, so I love Deion Sanders no matter what. So I don't take it that way. I've never bashed him, so hey. But for North Dakota State, play penalty-free as possible. Force some turnovers if you can. Dominate the line of scrimmage. Win the battle in the trenches. And force turnovers by blocking field goals. Block a punt here or two there if you can. And just rely on Colorado to make more mistakes than you do. If you can do that, you can win this game. Colorado's a very beatable team by anybody.